My fellow young Ugandans, I would want us to have a short conversation about corruption in this country. I am Ambrose, and I am the representative of young Ugandans at the East African Legislative Assembly 2027-2032. Now, let's mention those big and small corruption scandals in this country. The sale of the Uganda Commercial Bank to Greenland Investment, a company with shares from the First Family. The robbery of the Congolese gold and diamond in Operation Safe Haven. The Temangalo inflated prices and ghost land purchase using NSSF money. The Luo Hospital embezzlement net. Cash bonanzas from President Museveni to politicians, to celebrities, to cultural leaders, to religious leaders, ghost soldiers in UPDF, ghost public schools, with salaries released to teachers every month that are non-existent. The recent handshake saga, in which Honorable Nandutu is the only culprit. Then, the individual bureaucratic inefficiencies, receiving petty cash promising out jobs to the unemployed youth. Absenteeism from public work, hiring clansmates and classmates into public office, and traffic officers on our roads asking us for lunch even when we don't break any traffic rules, and so much more. Now, as you can see, we have high-level state corruption and petty bureaucratic corruption. The government of General Museveni has for the last 40 years done its best, commendably so, in fighting petty corruption, but painfully it has abated state corruption, sometimes even promoting the culprits to higher hierarchy in power. No, we can mention the names. Okay, what I want us to discuss as young people of this generation is the hope of complete zero tolerance to corruption. To achieve that, we need to take at least one of these four alternatives. First one, obviously regime change happens and a no-nonsense president passes a stricter law that, for example, calls for public or private execution of the convicted. Now, if that happens, however, we would be entrenching the problem of a dictatorship to solve the problem of corruption. The second option, which might be favored by most of us, is an opposition democratic candidate takes over the country, such as Bobi Wine or Dr. Kizza Besigye, and using the current legal means, we prosecute the past corruption cases that have gone lighted. But for such a turn to happen, it requires when the opposition is stronger than the current powerful lot that we know are corrupt. Now, the third option requires individual effort from all of us. We take individual courage, we inculcate morals in our children, we work honestly, we avoid bribery, and we thus build a honorable national character that validates good motives and fair behavior before the public. But there's just one challenge with such an alternative. It would take us about 100 years to have all of us thinking the same. Now, what we do not have to think the same. What is stronger than those dictatorial inepts at the helm of state power? What solves corruption without entrenching a dictatorship? The most objective path I am convinced we should take is the creation of a supranational government at the East African level with a complex governance system that rewards civility and persuasion over violence and bribery. A system whose only card for politicians to succeed is honest mobilization, and not intimidation, and not pretension, and not voter bribery. My fellow young Ugandans, my inspiration, relentless young fellows of Kenya, Tanzania, and South Sudan, let us create an East African Federation this time.